Good morning, my fellow yogic travelers. I'm mighty glad to be alive today, and I hope that you are too, as we continue to live, laugh, love, learn, linger, live the life we love. It's Friday, so it's PowerPoint Day. Let's get right into it. This is what I call college class. This is the basic teachings I tried to get across to my DePaul students after a quarter of a century teaching for the theater department as core faculty in the movement wing. This is first an insight into Steve Gaskin's Monday night class. So for all my old hippie friends out there, Steve Cohn, Phil Brookstein, Michael Appel, you're still listening out there? And the whole idea was I wanted to make my class the best class that they've ever taken. And that's what this class represented to me. He's a teacher who asked the questions that you really wanted to know and not the stuff that they forced you to learn in college that had no relevance to your life. So ask the important questions, the big questions, the metaphysical questions, and elevate the conversation. All right, then the first thing we learn, the two most important days in your life are the day you're born and the day you find out why, right? Recognize the gift of the preciousness of your human birth. And is there a reason why you're here? For this you came? That's called your svadharma in yoga, your unique path of unfolding. You'll never deny your own nature. You have a certain inclination, a certain leaning, a certain gradient. Follow it. That's your truth. Now, Deepak says the quality of your attention, the salient things, neuroscience says this, that's what grabs you. What do you put your attention into? The quality of your life depends on the quality of your attention. Whatever you pay attention to will grow more important in your life. That's just like affirmation, right? That which is like unto itself is drawn. So there's no limit to the kinds of changes that awareness can produce, even up to the realization that you are a spark of divinity. All right, Rubber Ducky, you're the one. Oh, psycho shock. Oh, things happen to interrupt you all the time. Your own shadow is going to sabotage you. So that's the first thing you want to learn, pattern recognition about how you do it to yourself. Don't keep putting blame on other people. Take responsibility for where your life is. And that means you have an adult body. So one thing is get out and vote. Make sure that you're part of that aspect of being a citizen, being involved, even though there's so much to say. I'm soured with the political process, but voting still is important. Right. Then confusing. Work with play. Hey, did you do your homework, Dexter? No, it was too confusing. The homework was supposed to was do whatever fun thing you wanted to do. Well, I got confused when I saw fun and homework in the same sentence. Do your assignments on time. First thing I always teach. DINTNT. Do it now, today, not tomorrow. No excuses. Get her done, son. Learn how to be responsible, accountable. And that's how you live with integrity. Do your assignments on time, whatever that means to you. Now, get a study buddy. Really important to have somebody else you can bounce ideas off of, that you can share your insights, whether they're weak and vulnerable or whether they're strong, totally show you where your wheelhouse is. Really helpful to have one other person either agree or challenge your ideas. Still very helpful, called a study buddy. And then the most important thing is whatever you learn in class, can you apply it to your daily life? Here are the three modes of divinity, the Trimurti, the three faces of God, Brahma on the left, Vishnu in the center, Shiva on the other side. Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, the generating, organizing, and destructive principles of the cosmos. That's how you understand what God is without over personifying it. It's the forces of nature as they work through you. So, how do you begin things? How do you sustain things? How do you end things? Very, very important to recognize those patterns in your life and how well you apply them. This is another major rule. If you're less than a B plus, you have to ask for a hug. I don't want that energy in the class. If you're down and you know it, we'll infuse some energy in you. A hug can be a tremendous thing to give a person a sense of safety, security, belonging, connection. And of course, always opening your heart, reminding a person you have worth, you are worthy, you are lovable, and you got clout. Don't forget that. But ask for a hug if you're less than a B plus. And then understand stress management. Everybody is fighting a great battle in some way. And as Rumi says, if your inner work is small, no outer work can be great. And if your inner work is great, no outer work can be small. So recognize all these different options that you have, but find your own way of acknowledging which one is going to help you at this particular time. Using music, therapy, go to the spa, exercise yourself, have a hobby, sit and meditate, do yoga, or be active in any kind of sport or the joy of body movement, hang out in nature, manage your time well. all those things deal with stress management, and everybody's stressed. So, which tool is going to work for you? And then stretching becomes a metaphor to go beyond your comfort zone, right? Yoga is a metaphor for life. You have to take it really slowly. You can't rush it. You can't skip to the next position. You find yourself in very humiliating situations, things that you really can't do, but you don't judge yourself. You just have to breathe, and then you let it go because it's really good for your body, really good for your mind, and good for your soul, or the electromagnetic field that connects you to the big picture. So, stretching or yoga, it's a metaphor for opening up and uniting, overcoming the division within yourself and the dualism that you see in the world. Then there's an investment period. Right at the beginning, it may make a quantum leap, but you're going to plateau at some point. You have to maintain. Maintenance is progress. And then you have to decide time is running out. You're going to spend your time over economic issues, or you're going to spend your time on spiritual issues. At some level, they're one and the same, but at another level, you can get distracted by the material issues and forget that they're supposed to serve the interests and the benefits of your spiritual life. And that's why my teacher taught me know the difference between the goal and the process. The process is something you can do for the rest of your life if you're a yoga lifer, but the goal is something discrete and measurable. I'm going to stand on my head in the center of the room for 10 minutes. You know when you get there. The process is ongoing because perfection is perfecting. And then understand the difference between healing and curing, right? It's wonderful if you can get rid of every single symptom, but sometimes you can't. But you can heal yourself even though you're not symptom free. Health, besides health, is not just the absence of disease symptoms, it's something much more vibrant and alive. So, whether you use a model like the brain can be the problem, your skin can be the problem, your glands can be the problem, your leaky gut can be the problem, food sensitivities can be the problem, the sinuses can be the problem. So many different things to work on how do you become healthy. But yoga is, to me, the best system for acknowledging holistically all of this. Now, I don't know if you believe this by Camus, existentialist. Life is meaningless, but worth living, provided you recognize it's meaningless. Not many people can take the path with no railings, but if you don't find this, culturally, people are fighting. They feel fruitless when it comes to political representation, powerless when it comes to the people who have versus the people who have not. Financially, so many people are strapped, people can't find jobs, they feel helpless about ecology, and then they think it's futureless. Why have any future? The world is going to hell in a handbasket, and that's how you end up with meaninglessness. But not for me. Not for me. You have to find what does it mean to you step into your own cultural power, your own political power, your own financial power, your own ability to work and earn right livelihood, your own ability to help out in whatever way you see the earth needs the gift you can bring, and then the future will not be meaningless. And if you want to understand how to make the future better, invent it, create it yourself. And if you do that, you'll end up bowing to whoever the master is and recognize maybe for those of you who are teachers out there, eventually you'll be lucky enough to have your students look at you and call you and say, thank you, O kind and compassionate one. And that's what I taught my college students. All right. Have a great weekend. Next Wednesday is our next Good Vibrations class on yoga and spiritual resurrection. And then on the following Saturday, on the 27th, at the Chicago Yoga Shack, I'm doing a Shiva workshop, 2 to 4 in the afternoon. And then coming up in June, I have a couple of other things going on at Ahimsa in Elmhurst, and then at Nurture in Richmond. So hope to see you there. Go to my website, gabrielhalpern.com. Have a great day.